Two men, same job, same company, same $85,000 salary for the last 12 years. One has $340,000 in net worth. The other has less than $2,000 in savings and a car payment he's stressed about. Same paycheck every single month for over a decade. And the gap between them has nothing to do with income at all. Here's what nobody tells you about wealth. It was never about how much you earn. It's about one invisible decision that gets made the moment money lands in your account, and almost nobody makes it on purpose. Let's call them Ryan and Colin. Same hire date, same department, same raises over the years. By every metric HR tracks, they're identical employees. But go back to year one, and you'll find the fork in the road that decided everything. It's payday, both of them, same Friday 12 years ago. Ryan's paycheck hits his account, and the very first thing that happens, before he even opens his banking app, is an automatic transfer. $400 leaves immediately for a retirement account he set up and forgot about. Colin's paycheck hits too. Nothing moves. The whole amount just sits there, available, waiting to be spent on whatever feels urgent that week. Neither of them thought much about it at the time. It felt like a tiny difference. It wasn't. Here's the first thing that separates them, and it's not discipline, it's sequencing. Behavioral economists call this paying yourself first, and the research on it is almost unfair in how simple it is. According to a study cited by the Employee Benefit Research Institute, people who automate savings before they see their spendable balance save at dramatically higher rates than people who plan to save whatever's left over at the end of the month. The reason is brutally simple. There's never anything left over. Not because people are bad with money, but because available money gets spent, almost by default, unless it's removed from view first. Colin isn't reckless. That's the part people get wrong about this. He's not blowing money on nonsense. He upgrades his apartment slightly when he gets a raise. He gets a nicer car because he can technically afford the payment. He treats himself to dinners out because he worked hard and deserves it. Every single decision, in isolation, is completely reasonable. This is called lifestyle creep, and it's not a character flaw, it's basic human wiring. Researchers at Princeton have shown that people recalibrate what feels normal spending almost immediately after an income increase, meaning a raise rarely translates into extra savings, it just quietly becomes the new baseline. Ryan experiences the exact same raises, the exact same temptations. The difference is he never sees the extra money as available in the first place. It's already gone before lifestyle creep gets a chance to claim it. He's not more disciplined than Colin. He just removed the decision entirely. Here's the twist that really explains the 12-year gap. It's not the $400 a month by itself. It's what that $400 does once it's invested instead of spent. Money that goes into the market doesn't just sit there, it compounds, meaning the growth itself starts earning growth. At a reasonable long-run market return, Ryan's $400 a month over 12 years doesn't just add up to the roughly $57,600 he contributed. It grows into something closer to $95,000 to $100,000. Because every dollar he put in years ago has been quietly multiplying since. Colin's equivalent $400 a month, roughly $57,600 over the same period, went toward a nicer apartment, a better car, dinners he doesn't specifically remember. None of it compounded. All of it is gone. And here's the part that stings the most. The gap doesn't stay linear, it accelerates. In year one, the difference between them is a few $100s, barely noticeable. By year 6, it's tens of thousands. By year 12, it's over $300,000. Because compounding doesn't work in a straight line, it works exponentially, and the early years matter disproportionately more than the later ones. So what actually determined whether Ryan or Colin ended up wealthy? It wasn't income. It wasn't intelligence. It wasn't even willpower in the moment-to-moment sense most people assume. It was one structural decision made on day one. Whether money gets removed from view before it can be spent, or whether it sits there waiting to become whatever felt urgent that week. Here's what actually closes this gap if you're on Colin's side of it right now. Automate the transfer before you ever see the balance, even if it's small to start. Increase that automated amount slightly every time you get a raise before your spending has a chance to recalibrate around the new number. And understand that the first few years matter more than they feel like they do, because compounding rewards decisions made early far more than decisions made later trying to catch up. The real reason two people with the same salary end up in completely different places was never about how much they made. It was about whether the money ever got a chance to disappear before it had a chance to grow. If this made you think about your own paycheck differently, drop a comment about when you started automating your savings, or if you haven't yet. And if you want more of the psychology behind money decisions, subscribe so you catch the next one.